Hey, how's it going, everybody? I've got a kind of a special video here today, and this is going to be a bit of a longer one, so we'll see how well this works out for you guys watching at home. But recently, I just got back from spending about 30 days in the US visiting my friends and family. It's been about 4 years since I've visited the US because I currently live in Japan. And one of the kind of goals of that trip was to kind of come back with a bunch of games and stuff that I've been wanting to get while I'm in the US. And I was successful in doing that. So we're going to kind of go through some of the games that I either bought or I had previously bought, but they were being held by my buddy, or he gave me a few actually. And I did get a console from a different friend of mine. So just want to give a big thank you to that. But one of the things that I really enjoyed about visiting the US was kind of going to the mom and pop retro shops. Of course, I went to GameStop, and it's crazy how GameStop is so different now compared to what I remembered it as. It's more toys and like, you know, merchandise type stuff than video games, which is such a weird thing to think about. But the retro shops are really cool to visit. I was really glad to find games that I've been looking for. I found most of my games through the retro shops while I was out, and very glad I was able to do that. So, besides that, I'll try my best to let you guys know if the game I bought it, received it, or it was just sitting at my friend's house until I was able to pick it up. So I'll try my best, and I don't have them in particular order of which city I got them in. I just have them separated based off of consoles. So, but I figured let's start off with something that I've been waiting for, as well as a lot of people for a really long time, and it's this Metroid Prime retrospective book. And man, this thing is gorgeous. I mean, it's got some weight to it. So there's gonna be a lot of art inside of this, and we'll just take a look at a few pages inside here. But this was delivered around the time that I was in the US, because it was I pre-ordered it like last year, I think it was, thanks to a Nerporeal Lifeform. I think he informed me about it first. So very excited I finally got my hands on this, and this is going to be quite the read to go through. I mean, there's just a lot to look at in this book, and we're not gonna go through all of this book. But if you guys are a big fan of Metroid Prime, the series, I highly recommend you support the series by getting this book. It's amazing that we're now in 2025 and we have a new Metroid Prime game coming out here in December. Very excited for that. I think after I beat that game, I'll actually go through this book and read it, and maybe have a newfound appreciation for Retro Studios, because they're the people that carried the mantle for the Prime series. So I'm very excited to look through this book. So this is pretty cool to finally get my hands on it. Of course, it's 1 through 3, so very neat. So we'll get the books out of the way. I've only got one more book to show you guys. Now, this book that I found is a strategy guide, and I'm trying my best to collect only hardcovers because I like hardcovers. If I find a good soft cover, especially if it's like a JRPG one, I will get it. But this one's a hardcover, and I could not pass up on Star Fox Zero, the official strategy guide. I mean, this is pretty cool. I mean, I know a lot of people didn't know how to play this game, apparently, because that's why a lot of people didn't like this game. I'm a big fan of the art style. I really like this. They did a good job kind of converting the N64 kind of look to it into like modern graphics and everything. This is a game I do plan on playing for the channel. If not, I'll probably play it on my own, but I really do need to start playing this game soon before the year is over. And now that I have the strategy guide, I can just kind of, see about it and see what's going on with this game. So through the strategy guide. So, like I said, it's a hardcover book. That's why I really picked it up. And I didn't know about this until I took a look at it, but it does come with a posters. So I think it's pretty cool that it comes with a poster, and it looks like it's double-sided too. I didn't even take a when I picked it up, I didn't even look at it originally. I just saw that it had a poster inside of it. So try my best to kind of display it, but it's the main key art for Star Fox Zero. And then this one's pretty cool. It's got the Star Fox team right here, just all out on the backside of this poster. So So yeah, this is another hardcover strategy guide for my collection. I like collecting these, and very glad I ran across this. It was actually relatively cheap. I don't remember the exact price. All right, moving on. This N64 game is very near and dear to me. Rayman 2: The Great Escape. This one my sister was holding on to me before I came over and spent time with the family, and I bought this like a while back. So unfortunately, it's not my original copy of this game because I did have this for the 64, but had a lot of fun playing this. I'm sure it works because she bought it from a very trusted retro shop in the neighborhood. And I'll have to give this a try someday and play it on the 64 all over again because I had a lot of fun with this game. It's a tough game, but I had a lot of fun playing this. So, Rayman 2: The Great Escape. I know there's a Dreamcast version of this game. I have a 3DS version of the game, and I like the 3DS version a lot too. And I know my buddy Mr. JM there, he's a big fan of this game as well. So pretty cool. I can't wait to try this out all over again on the N64. All right, I'm going to go into just two hardwares that I was able to collect. One I purchased and one I got from my friend for free. So the first one is I finally got a hold of a 360 Connect. So I have several 360 games, of course, everyone's favorite Star Wars Connect. I've got the Sonic Riders Zero Gravity, or no, sorry, Sonic Riders Free Ride, excuse me, which is the Connect game. I'm so looking forward to playing that game. I've always wanted to try Skyrim on Connect because Nerdy Neo always talks about how it's the best way to play Skyrim. So looking forward to that. And of course, Combat Evolve Anniversary had Connect features as well that I'm very curious about. So finally got myself a 360 Connect, and I'm looking forward to just, a new piece of technology for me to mess around with. And for the console, my good friend, my childhood friend, was very generous, and he gave me his extra original Xbox here. So I finally have a means of playing a lot of the Xbox games that I previously owned, as well as started collecting while I was on the trip. And I'm very excited to play Halo Combat Evolved in its original form, because I've always been wanting to do that, as well as Halo 2, of course. But some other games like Fellowship of the Ring, which you'll see here soon. And I had a copy of Spider-Man that I bought from a friend of mine for the longest time, just sitting in my shelf. So I'll be able to play that. So very glad, very thankful that he was generous enough to just give me his original Xbox, because he has the nicer one. He's got the green clear one. But I'll take this because I want to play games rather than just try to collect consoles at this point. Collector's consoles, I should say. All right, so we're going to get into the games now, and I'm going to start with Nintendo Switch games because I think it'll be the easiest to kind of talk about. I'm a big fan of the Nintendo Switch right now. I think it's been one of the best consoles of this generation, only because of the sheer amount of games you can play on it, both old and new. And for this one, it was mostly just games that I've been wanting to buy because of their like collections, or they're games that I just want to get them cheaper in America versus in like here in Japan. So one of those games would be Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. This one I was worried about localization as far as the Japanese version only being Japanese. I could play the game, but I really wanted to play in English and just see how the story is for my sake, because I played recently Three Houses in English. So I just wanted to see how consistent the writing is. But I like the Warriors games. I think they're very well made. Konami does a good job with their collaboration with Nintendo here. So we'll see how this works out. Looking forward to how this game was, and it was pretty cheap. It was only $20. I'm surprised this game is only $20. I thought it would have been a lot more. So this game is a collector's game, or excuse me, collection game that I've been really wanting to play, Spyro. So I remember growing up and seeing Spyro, playing it at like the McDonald's kiosk booths, but never really like owning it. So I'm glad that I was able to actually get a copy of it for relatively cheap. And it has all 3 games in it because it's the trilogy. So this is really cool. I finally got my hands on this. I'm looking forward to playing more classic 3D, action adventure type of games. This is a game that was held on by my buddy here. It was an LRG game, Jedi Power Battles. So this one was one of the games I was actually waiting to collect from him. So I've never played Power Battles. I'm looking forward to seeing what this game's all about, because a lot of people, I guess, have good memories of this game. So this should be pretty interesting. This next game I got more for the memes, the fact that there's a PlayStation game on a Nintendo console here, Lego Horizon Adventures. I'm sure this game doesn't run the greatest on the Nintendo Switch, but just to kind of stick it to the Sony ponies, I really wanted to get this game just for the heck of it. Not too expensive. I know I bought this brand new, so not too terribly expensive, but still kind of funny nonetheless. Actually, no, I think I got this on a little bit of a sale on Amazon. Final Fantasy Tactics just came out, and I decided to. I did the Amazon pre-order, which I hope it comes with a poster because I'm pretty sure that's what's inside here that I can see. But yeah, this was one I was picking up for my buddies. So Final Fantasy Tactics for the Nintendo Switch. Looking forward to trying this game out. Now, this game, I'm very excited that I found a Switch copy for because this is pretty expensive. This is Ys 8, Lacrimosa of Dana, and I'm a big fan of Ys now. I've been going through the whole series. I'm on Ys 7, and once I finish that, I'm going to be starting Ys 8 right away because I've been looking forward to playing this game. I have the Vita version, but I really wanted to play it on the Switch because I heard the Switch 2 gives it a bit of a performance boost. So I'm very excited to play the Switch 2 version of this game. Well, the unofficial Switch 2 version, I should say. So I love the Ys games. I think this is going to be a fun game. Shout out to Cash Money. He introduced me to the Ys series through this game. He was playing on PC, I believe, and it looked beautiful on PC. So very excited to finally get my hands on this and start playing it. And so when it comes to my final Switch game here, I've got Splatoon 3, and what's interesting is I actually bought this Splatoon 3 as well as these three games for my brother because he wanted to get rid of them. So I've got Splatoon 3, Splatoon 2, I believe I have Splatoon 1 for the Wii U over on my shelf right now, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This is one of my favorite Kirby games for Nintendo Wii, Kirby's Return to Dreamland, and this is the Switch version, so it's the deluxe edition. And I had a lot of fun playing that as a kid, and so I'm very glad I got the Switch version now and I can have fun with it. When it comes to Switch games, which ones I'm looking forward to? Of course, I am very much looking forward to Ys 8, Lacrimosa of Dana. I'm a huge fan of the Ys series now, and thanks to Cash Money, he put me onto the series through this game when he was showing it to me on his stream on the PC. So I'm looking forward to this game. I'm very curious about how Lego Horizon Adventure is going to play. And of course, Spyro, the Reignited trilogy. I've always had a very deep curiosity for Spyro because it is like an action-adventure platformer type of game. And I know Mr. Abomination AJ is a big fan of that game series, and he highly recommends it. And keeping it with the handheld theme of gaming, I've got some DS and Game Boy titles. So, I've got the Phantom Hourglass, which is one of the first Nintendo DS titles that I ever owned. And very glad that I got my hands on this. This is something I bought a while ago, and my sister was holding on to it for me. What I bought recently, though, however, was Dinotopia and the the Time Stone Pirates. And I'm pretty sure this could be a pretty bad game on the Game Boy Advance, but I'm just still curious to play it, so that's why I got it. I have the Dinotopia game for the GameCube, and I still have yet to play that game, and that's on my to-do list, like, for this coming year. I want to stream that GameCube game, so this will be interesting. So what we got here are some kind of like shuffleware games a little bit, and the reason being is some of the retro shops I went to, they had like the buy 5, get the 6th game free, or get the 5th game free, or whatever type of sales. And so I had to kind of like stack up on some games, and I'm like, well, I'll just burn some of them on, I'll burn my selections on some of these games. So I might as well choose some fun games, right? So we've got Lego Battles Ninjago. I'm not very familiar with this game, but I'm hoping this will be fun, if not more nostalgic for me. I really don't know. IGP Mexican, let me know if you enjoyed this game, because this looks like a you type of game. Of course, we've got Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. I have the PC version of this game, but I'm very curious how terrible the DS version is going to be. On the inside, I also have a Game Boy game. This is Dead Man's Chest for the Game Boy Advance. This looks really cool. It's like a side-scrolling adventure game, kind of Castlevania style, it looks like. So I'm very curious, how much fun this Dead Man's Chest game is going to be for the Nintendo DS. This is a handheld console that I haven't been too vocal about because it's something I recently purchased before I went on my trip to the US, and that is the PlayStation Portable. And I wanted to pick up a few games while I was in the US for the PSP, and I was very glad with the selection that I found. Only 4 games, but it's enough for me for the time being because I do have a lot of games from here in Japan that I found already. So we'll start with Final Fantasy Tactics, The War of the Lions. Very curious how this plays on the PSP. I thought it was a pretty good deal. It's the Black Label, of course, so I definitely wanted to get my hands on this. And yeah, this will be an interesting game. So wanted to check that out. Another one that caught my eye out of nowhere was Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest, and this will be an interesting game to play. I'm not sure what kind of game it is. Apparently, it's 1 to 4 players. That's interesting. We'll see how much of a movie tie-in game it is. I hope it's better than most movie tie-in games. It was pretty cheap as well, and so I took a chance on this. I'm a big Pirates fan, so definitely wanted to get this game. Of course, every PSP has to have this game, Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII. Love this game to death, specifically the PS4 edition of this game. Love the story, love the characters. I don't mind the combat as much. I'm kind of curious how difficult the PSP version of this game is going to be. But man, what a story this game is. And they did a great job kind of like remaking it or remastering it, I should say, for the modern consoles. Because they are beautiful on the modern consoles right now. So definitely looking forward to playing this game in its original form. And for the final PSP title, this one is kind of maybe a rare one, or maybe not a lot of people know about this one. And it really caught my attention because of the title as well as the developer. And that is The Legend of Heroes. And for those of you who are not familiar, The Legend of Heroes is actually a old series. I don't know exactly the history of like who owns the rights to it, but let's just say that the people that are in charge of Ys and Trails now, Nihon Falcom, they were kind of like the originators of this Legend of Heroes series. In fact, Trails of the Sky is an offshoot from Legend, or not Trails in the Sky. Trails, the Trail series, is an offshoot from the Legend of Heroes, and I want to say the Ys series is as well. Don't quote me on that, but anyways. This looks really interesting. I believe it's a JRPG game, of course, and I'm very much looking forward to playing this game, on the PSP. I thought it was a pretty good price as well, and I think this is 1 out of 3 games in the series for the PSP. I don't know if they all came to America, but at least this first one did. So I'm very much looking forward to playing Legend of Heroes: A Tear of Vermilion, and I'll have to let you guys know how this game is. So when it comes to PSP titles, the 2 I'm most excited for would be the Pirates game, of course, because like I said, I'm a big Pirates fan, and The Legend of Heroes, because I'm a recent Nihon Falcom fan. I love the Trails in the Sky game, as well as the Ys series game, and I've just been having a blast. So I feel like this is a very good developer, and I think they provide quality games for people. So it should be a lot of fun playing these games. All right, moving on to the Nintendo Wii. A lot of the Nintendo Wii games I got were basically those buy X amount and get the 6th one free. So that's what most of these games are going to be. There's actually 2 in here that I'm actually genuinely curious in, and one of them I had to buy because of my playing it as a kid. So we'll start with the most. Or actually, 2 of them I had to buy because I had them as a kid. So the first one is Donkey Kong Country Returns. I don't know why I don't have this in my collection. I thought I did, but for some odd reason I didn't. So I had to repick up this game, and this is a fantastic game. I don't need to overstay its welcome. You guys know that this is a good game. We got Resident Evil 4, the Wii edition. Now I won't play this game until I've played the original one on the GameCube, but I wanted to get it just for the heck of it because it is a Wii title. So I'm kind of curious how bad the motion controls will be for the Wii, and just kind of for the memes of it. Speaking of memes, Sid Meier's Pirates. I'm very curious how this game is going to play as well, because it's Sid Meier's Pirates. So we'll see. Wario Land Shake It. Now, I remember seeing the ads for this back in the day, especially when the Nintendo Wii was still pretty fresh. I'm pretty sure this was a no, it says 2008. I could have sworn this was a launch title, unless this is a reprint. But anyways, It looks like fun. It's a side-scrolling adventure game, and it's got a lot of movement to it. So I'm sure this could be a lot of fun. Looking forward to this. Elebits, I really have no idea what this game is about. It was one of those games I had to kind of turn and burn for the sake of getting the 5 and get the 6th one free. So I'll have to let you know how this game is. Shout out to Lowest Expectations. He recently mentioned that he grew up, I guess, playing Knights on the Wii, and this is Knight's Journey of Dreams. Very curious about how this game plays on the Wii, because I have like the PC version of this game, the original what was it, the Sega CD, right? So was it the Saturn? It might have been the Saturn. Dude, I can't even remember right now. Anyways, the original Knights game I have on the PC before it was delisted from Steam, and that's been fun playing through. It's a very different game, so I'm just really interested on how the Wii translates that with the motion controls. So one of the games I'm actually really curious about is Zack and Wiki. So it's a Capcom game. It's like a pirate adventure looking game, and I'm really curious about how much fun this game will actually be. Like fun, and not like tedious or tiring. So I like the art style. It's Capcom, so it's got to have some quality behind it. And yeah, it was just a kind of a last minute pick for me. And this game I got purely for nostalgic reasons, but Blazing Angels Squadrons of World War II. I love this game a lot. There's actually 2 games in this series. I just love these games. Very rare Ubisoft W's here. They made some fantastic games back in the day. This is one of them. Motion controls were actually pretty fine for this game, and I love the soundtrack. The sound effects for this game is awesome, and I just had a lot of good memories playing this game. So when it comes to Nintendo Wii titles, the ones I'm looking the most forward to would be the Zack and Wiki game, as well as the Wario Land Shake It, and of course, revisiting Blazing Angels. This will be a game that I will stream for you guys because it's just a fantastic game that I remember, I should say. And of course, Sid Meier's Pirates. This will be a very interesting game to play. I don't know if I'll stream it, but I'll definitely be playing it. All right, we're going to get into the big boy games now, and by big boy, I mean Xbox titles, because now that I finally have an Xbox console, I have some games I can play with it. So we're going to start off with 2 games that, well, actually, one game that I've had on hold for me for a while, and the other game that I found. The first one being Dark Watch, made by Capcom, or High Moon Studios, I should say. I am not entirely sure why I pulled the trigger on buying this game, no pun intended. Because I think it was just people talking about it in podcasts. It had me really interested in this game, and I just wanted to give it a shot. It's a Western style, like a Western shooter with, taking place with, undead type of characters and whatnot. So I think that maybe that's why it interested me. So I just wanted to pick it up. So Dark Watch for the original Xbox. Next game is Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. Now, interesting fact about this game, for some odd reason, Two Towers and Return of the King, or I should say, those games were made across multiple consoles, but Lord of the Rings was only made for the Xbox and probably the PS2, but it was not made for the GameCube, and I have the other 2 games for the latter, so I have them for the GameCube. And so this is going to be the odd game out when I play it, because this can be on Xbox, and I'm going to swap over to the superior console, the GameCube, and play Two Towers and Return of the King on them. But very much looking forward to playing these movie games, because I've heard that there's like extended lore that they put into it from the books. I think Tom Bombadil might be in this game based off of one of my buddies was telling me about that. So I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I had to pick this up. I really wanted to find Third Age, but that was really hard to find for the GameCube because I really just wanted it for the GameCube. So yeah, I'll just have to buy Third Age online. Now, the next game, I discovered it before I went to the United States, and I wanted to try to find it as quickly as I could when I got to the US, and that is Pirates of the Caribbean for the Xbox, published by Bethesda, which is kind of like interesting. And yeah, I'm very much looking forward to seeing how much of this game is connected to the movie, because I would imagine it's connected to the first movie pretty well. I don't know. But it has to be a pretty fun game. So, yep, because it's just called Pirates of the Caribbean. So I think it's kind of funny. There's like no movie tie-in or anything. So this game I will definitely be streaming for you guys, and we can all react together and see how interesting this game is. So, and for the final game for the Xbox, this one was actually a very big surprise for me because I thought this was a PlayStation 2 title only, and then I saw it on the shelf and I was like blown away and I had to pick it up right away. And that is Castlevania Curse of Darkness. And I am just ecstatic that I have a copy of this game because I've been waiting, well, not my entire life, but I've been waiting like 3+ years now to play this game in particular, because I've been going through all the, the 2D Castlevania games, and I'm not a big fan of Lords of Shadow, so I wanted to play one of the original 3D Castlevania games, and this is one of them, if you don't count the Nintendo 64 one. And I love this character. I think he's a cool looking character. I like the story behind him. The music in this game sounds awesome. And I mean, everything about this game just screams like really, really cool. And I don't know like if the gameplay is gonna be really bad. I'm just not. I don't know. Okay, I'm not gonna hype myself about it, but I'm definitely gonna stream this game so everybody could see me cry about how bad the game might be. I don't know, but I'm very excited to play this game. I think it looks really cool and everything. Like I said, I was just shocked that they had an Xbox title. I thought it was only a PS2 for some odd reason, and that's because the prior game, Lament of Innocence, I believe is only a PS2 title. If they had it for original Xbox, I would have bought it right away, but I don't think they did. So very excited that I was able to get a copy of this. So you will see a stream of this in the future. So yeah, for Xbox titles, this is what we've got. And honestly, the last two games I showed you are the two that I'm most excited for, Pirates and Castlevania. I'm definitely going to be streaming those games for you guys. I think you guys deserve that. And getting my honest reaction of those games. And it'll be a lot of fun. So I'll definitely let you guys know when I do reviews of Dark Watch and Fellowship of the Ring, through my my review system that I have, that you guys will you'll be able to hear that. So anyways, pretty cool. I'm very excited to be able to play this on my brand new original Xbox. All right, let's get into the Xbox 360. Now, I was able to find 2 out of the 3 games in this series, and I really want to get the third game in the series because that's the one I actually played growing up a little bit. So if I can find it, that'd be perfect, but we'll stick with these first 2. So we've got Army of Two and Army of Two: The 40th Day. And I know for a fact, I believe I own this game digitally, and I don't own this game digitally. So I just decided I'll get both of them physically for right now. But the one I'm talking about was Devil's Cartel, the third game in the series. And I remember having a blast playing that with a friend of mine. We played the demo, of course, but it was a lot of fun. And I'll have to play this solo, of course, but these games are really cool. I mean, if the third game is anything, I would imagine these 2 games are pretty similar as far as just how cool they are. But yeah, Army of Two, I really wish they would kind of either bring it back or kind of remaster it. I don't know, but I'm totally looking forward to playing these games on my 360 or my Series X if it allows it on the Series X. I don't know, we'll see. But yep, Army of Two. Next, this one, my buddy Carl was able to get for me online, and this was Jurassic Park the game. This is done by Telltale Games. This recently, or not recently, it was delisted from Steam a while ago, and then this like shot up in price on the physical market. So this game is going for quite a bit of money now. I really enjoyed this game quite a bit. I think this game has been retconned now by all the new like Jurassic World lore, unfortunately. I really liked the lore in this game, the story. It takes place like basically right exactly at the end of the first movie, actually kind of during the first movie to a certain degree. But it doesn't interact with the cast members of the movie. It's like a whole new set of people, and it was really cool. You got to see different parts of the island. There was different dinosaurs there. They introduced like a new dinosaur, which it was okay, but it was like more for the story or whatever. It was fun. I really like this game, so I'm looking forward to replaying it on the 360 and just having fun with this. Here we've got Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, the video game. This is another game that I believe I had Carl hold on for me until I was able to pick it up from him. And I think in here, yep, in here's got the manual for the Game Boy game that I showed off earlier. So I've played a little bit of this growing up on the Wii, and I wanted to actually get a physical for this for the 360 and just have some fun with the wife playing this game. So I love the Lego games, and I think this is gonna be a lot of fun. Lost Planets. Now, I've heard a lot of interesting things about this game. It's a Capcom game, of course, and I don't know what I'm gonna get into playing this game, but really, really am curious about it. So that's why I kind of just picked it up. So Lost Planet for the 360. Another Lego game, Jurassic World. I have the Wii U version of this game, so getting the Xbox 360 version is just really for the funs of it. Like, there's no like rhyme or reason, I guess you can say, but it was cheap if I remember correctly, so that's why I got it. Now, sadly, I was only able to get Battlefield Bad Company 2. I couldn't really find a clean copy of the first Bad Company, so I'll have to just stick with 2 for right now. I've always heard a lot of good things. I know my buddy Dread Roberts really loves this game, and Bad Company in general, so I've always heard a lot of good things about this. I love the Battlefield game, specifically the stories and the campaign modes, so I would imagine this is like a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to playing this game. Now, this is another game that matches with one of the Wii titles I got, and this is Blazing Angels 2, Secret Missions of World War II. Now, this one, we only had the demo for it on the PS3, but my buddies and I played the crap out of the demo, and specifically this plane right here, this kind of like, I don't know what this plane is specifically. It's like, we called it like a stealth bomber. I don't know, a stealth fighter. It was pretty cool, but anyways, a really, really cool game, and I can't wait to play it and stream it for you guys, of course. Has a great soundtrack, great sound design, if I recall correctly. Just a lot of fun, this game, and I'm just looking forward to playing it. The co-op in this game was really cool, too, just like the first one. So, kind of a rare Ubisoft W. And then these next 3, I had to get them. Gears of War 1, 2, and 3. I've never played these first 3 games because I didn't really grow up with the 360. So, yeah, so I got all 3 of them just for the heck of it. They were really cheap, of course. And I'm looking forward to sitting down and like just kind of playing through all 3 of them and having a blast. I've played 4 and 5, so I don't remember them per se, but I like the story, I should say. So looking forward to seeing what these 3 games will have to offer me. I mean, like I said, I just heard a lot of great things. I know the original Gears of War just had an insane amount of hype behind it. So, and I remember specifically, I think it was Gears 3. I remember the E3 reveal for this and the gameplay they showed off, and I was just like blown away by it. And I didn't have a 360 at the time, so I had no way of playing it, but it looked pretty sick. So, yep, Gears 1 through 3. And lastly, this is kind of a harder Xbox title or 360 title that I've been looking for, but I finally got a copy of it. Not a original version or like the green version, whatever you want to call it, but I got the Platinum Family Hits of Sonic the Hedgehog, and oh boy, I am very excited to play. I mean, look at the look on his face, the smug look of Sonic, knowing how bad this game is, and I didn't even bother checking when I bought it if the case was in good condition. I know the shop I bought it from, I believe this was from Press Start Games up there in Appleton, Wisconsin. They're a fantastic shop. Their quality is great on their retro stuff. So I'm looking forward to playing this game so much. I'm definitely going to stream this game. This is definitely going to be a streamable game. So look for it next year, hopefully. But this is going to be hilarious. So that's it for 360 titles. As you can see here, got quite a bit going on here. The ones I'm really looking most forward to would be returning to Blazing Angels 2, because I just had a lot of fun playing it as a kid growing up. Army of 2, jumping into the original 2 games and hopefully finding that 3rd game. And obviously Sonic the Hedgehog. This has been at the top of my priority list for the longest time, and I finally found a physical of it, because when the eShop, or excuse me, the 360 shop shut down, I forgot to buy this digitally, but I was able to get a physical copy. So still saved the day there. So looking forward to it. All right, so we're gonna kind of almost close this out. I've got kind of like I guess you say three consoles left, but it'll be real quick. So this will be my Xbox One list of games I was able to procure while I was in the US. So I'm gonna start off with two steelbooks. So the first steelbook is Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I had a absolute blast playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey on the PC when it first came out. And I really wanted to kind of revisit this game on the console, on like Xbox, for example. So I bought an Xbox One version of this game, and then I found the Steelbook, and I decided, you know what, I'll just buy it again. So now I have two copies of this game. I might someday return the other copy to the US, but nonetheless, I like this Steelbook a lot. I think it looks really cool. I like the helmet there, and I just have a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun playing this game, I should say. So, yep, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I think it runs pretty well on the Series X. It looks pretty good on the Series X so far. What I like kind of demoed. So there you have it. The next one might be a bit controversial for some people, but I found I was really looking for this game non-Steelbook, but the only one they had was Steelbook, and that is Call of Duty Ghosts. And I know a lot of people were not really impressed with this game when it first came out. I remember playing it or watching my buddy play this game when it first came out, and I was kind of blown away by the game. But then again, it was kind of like one of my first Call of Duty games that I was able to experience at launch, and kind of with a friend of mine, so it's kind of more or less captured by the moment, I guess. I really like the opening to the game, especially in the space station, but I'm replaying it right now just to see how well it holds up to like my modern scrutiny. But I think the Steelbook is not too bad. It's a basic Steelbook and everything. So, yeah, they only had a Steelbook at this one shop I went to. So I was like, you know what? I'll just pick it up. It'll be fine. All right. So next we'll go into a set of three here. And I was, this was kind of at the top of my priority list of Xbox One titles that I wanted to get before I left the United States. And that would be the Tomb Raider series, the kind of like the newer Tomb Raider series. Now, I remember playing, I own all of these digitally already on the Xbox One, but I obviously wanted the physical copies for, future proof in here. And I remember when this game first came out, and this was like one of the first games I remember playing as a young adult, living on my own and everything, that kind of helped me break out of this like hardcore Nintendo cycle that I was in, like only playing Nintendo games. And I think somebody recommended this to me, I want to say, or maybe it was just a trailer that I watched that it looked really interesting and fun. And I wanted to give it a shot, and I didn't regret it. So I bought this game way back when it first came out. Had a lot of fun playing it. I had a hard time finding this one because if you guys don't remember, this was actually a double console release or a dual release. It was on the 360 and the Xbox One. And the Xbox One version is actually the definitive edition, so they have like some extra stuff to it. So the 360 version is just called like Tomb Raider, I believe. So that was like kind of annoying, like trying to find it at retro shops. But I finally was able to get it. So I don't know if I'll revisit these anytime soon because I've played them relatively recently. But yeah, Rise of the Tomb Raider as well. Really liked this game a lot. I thought it was pretty cool. I liked they expanded upon the inventory system and everything. And then Shadow the Tomb Raider. This one is the one I haven't played in the longest. And I remember this was being used as kind of like a benchmark tool for modern graphics cards and stuff. And this was a beautiful game. Very I like the jungle hunting that you can do in this game when you're like hunting predators, I guess. Not like, the alien predator, but like jaguars or whatever you're fighting in the jungle. I thought that was kind of cool, even though it's a bit too fantastical, I guess you can say. But anyways, these three games are awesome. I tried playing the original Tomb Raider games, specifically the first one, and I was ready to throw my controller through the screen. I just love these new games. I love the puzzles. I don't find the modern writing to be overbearing as some people might think it is. I like the graphics. I thought they were pretty well ahead of their time. Yeah, and I mean, they're just really fun like puzzle games, you know. So that's why I had to pick these up. Next one is Resident Evil 3. This was gifted to me by Carl, and I'm not gonna play this one until I've played 1 and 2. This is the remake of Resident Evil 3, so I want to play the original third one and then probably play this remake and see how it compares. So, really appreciate it. Not for resale. I'm assuming this came from some collector's edition, if that's the case, there, Carl. It is what it is, but yeah, I know I've heard a lot of things about Resident Evil. I'm looking forward to getting into this series and seeing what all the hoot nanny is or the hoopla is about it. So, yeah, thanks for this game, buddy. Scarlet Nexus. Now, I think this is a game that I had my sister buy for me and hold on for me because I have this on PC currently on Steam, but I wanted to get the physical copy of this game. I remember starting to play this game and not really losing interest. Just I got distracted by other games at the time, and I haven't actually finished this game. So I'm not sure what I'll do, if I'll restart on the console and then just complete it on console, or continue my PC playthrough of it. I don't know. I like the concept of the game and the gameplay. The music is really cool in this game as well. I just like the aesthetic of look of it, so that's why I kind of took a chance with it. So yeah, Scarlet Nexus, good price too, $10. Next two, I had to get these for my collection. One of them I actually have to get a replacement case. So we got Halo 5 Guardians here. This case is like absolutely chewed up. I don't know what happened here, which is fine because like I only care about the disc inside, and hopefully this cover here is fine as well. So I got to get a replacement case for this. I only own the digital version, so that's why I picked up the physical version just for the heck of it. So I got to make sure I own all of the physical copies of Halo. And of course, Halo Infinite. I played it on PC when it first came out, and now I have the console version. So I popped it in the other day just to see how the console version was, and it was running pretty fine. It was running relatively fine. So I'm looking forward to playing hopefully co-op with some people with Halo Infinite, because I love this game a lot. I think this is a really good game compared to this trash. So finally, this is a game that was kind of sold to me by a friend of mine known as The Legend of Leo, and this is Tales of Arise. So when this game kind of first came out, I was interested in it, but I was not really ready to jump into JRPGs. And then maybe a couple years later or a year later, I found like a review video of it, and I was like, okay, it looks interesting, but I don't know if I'm ready to really start playing this. I just wasn't sure yet. And then I watched my buddy's video, and he kind of broke it down on like what was good about it, what wasn't so good. I believe he's a big Tales fan, and so I kind of took his word from it, from being like a series fan. And he kind of sold me on the game. So when I was at one of the retro shops, I found it for a really good price. I think this was like $10. Pretty sure it was like $10. If not, it was $12. And I picked it up right away. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get it now, and I don't have to worry about it. So bought it for the Xbox, because you gotta buy your JRPGs for the Xbox. That's what I'm trying to do. Well, I was trying to do that in the US. I can't really do that out here in Japan. So, but I'm looking forward to playing this. I don't know. It just looks interesting now. It feels a bit more interesting now that I have a honest review from a good YouTuber. I'll make sure to share that in the description, or you might even see it pop up here on the screen. So, Tales of Arise. So that's it for my Xbox One titles there. As you can see, what I'm most looking forward to playing is Tales of the Rise, because this is basically a new game for me. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Resident Evil 3, the remake, getting around to that will be interesting. And of course, revisiting Call of Duty Ghost and just seeing either how terrible it is or how mediocre it is. So that should be pretty interesting. All right, so the last two PlayStation titles. The first one is a PS4 title, Final Fantasy VII Remake Deluxe Edition. So this caught my eye. It was in a display case. And I kind of kicked myself for buying this only because I found it cheaper somewhere else. And I was really mad that I got this version of it. So it is what it is. In Japanese, we say shogunai. So it's shogunai that I I bought I spent a little bit extra on this, but it's cool that I finally got a kind of like a deluxe edition of this, because I have the digital deluxe edition, but not a physical one. So, of course, it comes with the cool steel book here. So really cool steel book, and some interesting stuff inside. Of course, you've got the mini soundtrack, and I have the full soundtrack already, so not necessary. And a deluxe edition art book, which is kind of cool. So I didn't know that they did a mini art book for the physical version of this game. I think that's kind of cool. So yeah. And of course the game. So I own this game 3 times now, because I have the digital version. I bought the Japanese version like this kind of format, and then now I have this deluxe edition version. So I think that's kind of funny. And one final game, and this is a big thank you to once again Carl for gifting this to me. And we've got my first PS5 game gifted to me, Stellar Blade. The most controversial game of 2025? Is that when this came out? Man, I feel like it was 24, but it probably was 25. I'm drawing a blank right now, but oh no, 2024. Sorry, it was 2024. Good grief, this game was like controversial for some of the dumbest reasons, but I played the demo on PC and it ran pretty fine, but I'm kind of looking forward to playing this on console on its original in its original form. Gunner Blade, as some people call it. Honestly, in my opinion, Xenoblade 2 is Gunner Blade. This game doesn't even it pales in comparison. So yeah, this will be an interesting game to play on the PS5. So thanks, buddy, for this game. And now I've got 2 PS5 games, I think. Yeah, I think I have 2 physical PS5 games so far. So we'll keep the ball rolling on building up my collection here. So yeah, that's gonna do it for the games that I was able to buy receive, collect, however you want to say it, while I was in the US. Came out to a total of 54 games. I showed you guys 52 games. The other 2 games, you're gonna have to check out 2 other videos that I did for some unboxings that I was able to bring back from the US once again. So yeah, 54 games in total. That's quite a bit. I'm not sure when I'm gonna get time to play all of them. Not all in the same year, of course, but I'm very blessed I was able to bring them back all securely, and a lot of interesting games that just been looking forward to playing, like Castlevania, the Pirates game, of course, Army of Two, revisiting that, just stuff like Xbox titles. That was kind of like the focus of my my gaming pickups in America, was to get Xbox titles, because Japan just doesn't have a lot of Xbox titles, and they're all like restricted behind console region locks, so it's kind of makes it difficult for me to play them. So looking forward to that. I hope you guys like this video. Let me know down in the comments below which game you have played and which game you recommend to me is going to be a good game or a bad game. I always read the comments and try to reply to you guys. I appreciate taking the time to watch this video. It's a bit of a longer video. I'll make sure to trim this down so it's not too long for you guys, but hopefully you enjoyed it nonetheless. And make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, because I'm definitely going to be streaming some of those games and making sure that you guys can see my initial reactions to those games. So I really appreciate everybody's support, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.